My traumatized babies and mentally ill Barbies, the dawn is breaking on the stage that holds our final destiny. And so my traumatized babies and mentally ill Barbies, the show must go on. I get to play our character today. I'm very, very happy about that because as we all know, in the sovereign age, no one is an NPC. We are all player characters. What's going on here? Oh my God, somebody might be having a real good time out here. And somebody might be upset about it. I see somebody who might be upset about it. Upset about someone else's good time? I think it might be. I think it might be. Somebody might need to just like chill over here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. They also might think that this person is somehow like doing something in their good time. They think perhaps this person is doing something bad. I'm not sure. But it doesn't quite look like it. It looks more like someone is being potentially like irreverent about something. This is kind of like someone being mad about like a South Park episode that hits on like their pet issue. And I'm not like, I really don't care for South Park all that much. I just think it's very, like it got progressively like more disgusting. Like I liked it like in the earlier days when it was just kind of like offensive and messed up. And then they like progressively got more gross out. And I super hate that. I'm not a big gross out person. So that's more of the, my complaint. And also, like, I'm kind of on the side of, like, oh, like, the enlightened centrist thing, like, all positions are, like, a laughable position to take. I don't really believe that. So, I mean, kind of, but I'm still not mad about South Park. Unlikely. Listen to your intuition. Success. Within the next few months. See, this still seems like this unlikely energy seems like something, like it's like a rain on somebody's parade energy. And I know I've gotten that sort of like separate energy before, but I'm just saying, like, if there are people trying to like, and this isn't valid criticism, okay? Because let's talk about this, because this is a big deal within manifestation. A lot of people will like say something, like it's an easy one to go to. I'm gonna be the first millionaire in my family. I'm gonna make $1 million. That's cool. That's fine. Even if you just like want to make $1 million for $1 million's sake and you have no ethical purpose or reason for it, you just want to be a freaking millionaire, right? As long as you're like totally owning that, I see no problem with it. Even though like I have my stuff about like money and everything. But if that's what you want to do, you just own it. When you want something, like don't like be half measured about it. It's just like, no, this is what I want. That's just the reality. This is what I want, and I like, it's usually something like a bit shallower or something like that. I don't care if it's shallow. If you want it, just own that you want it and express it because that's your authenticity right now. So, this is like someone saying that they want to make $1 million, and then there are two types of people, and people get these confused. One of these people is a hater, and one of these people is a critic. Haters, you absolutely do not want to pay any sort of attention to. State of engagement, just ignore them. Critics, you absolutely do want to pay attention to. Critics are gold. A critical fan, like it's got to be a critical fan or a critical friend. And I'm not talking about chronic negativity. I'm talking about constructive criticism given in respect and love for you as an individual, or enthusiasm for what you're doing. When you have someone who is like, who likes what you do, who they like what you do, and they are critiquing it, what that person is demonstrating towards you is that they have watched what you do for a while, they've observed it, they enjoy it, and not only do they enjoy it, they want it to be like, they're going to tell you what you could be doing to make yourself better. Now, while that is their opinion, if you get some of the same feedback over and over and over again from multiple critics, it is worth your while to invest some serious thought into that and into making those changes, because those are the people who actually want to see you be like the absolute best you can be in what iteration you're going for, right? So critics are extremely valuable. And a lot of people, especially within like the more manifestation community, like, oh, high vibes only and blah, 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 and anything I don't want to hear is low vibe. And that's not conducive to my manifestation process. Those people tend not to manifest. Those people tend to be like, oh no, I've got to be delusional. The people who tend to be delusional end up like not manifesting because delulu energy is like super mental energy and it tends to wear off. Like that's a euphoric state. So what you end up chasing is the feeling of delulu, because feeling delulu feels very good. And it actually ends up wrecking your mental health long term. And it also, those tend to be the people who get like super wrapped up and start spiraling with synchronicity, and then that leads to spiritual psychosis. So anyway, be careful out there in the magical streets. So people who are like that, who are very like high vibe only, positivity only, anybody coming in with any sort of like question or like constructive feedback, they just tend to label a hater. And like, oh, that's a hater. No, good vibes only. And they put like that little, is it the Hamza, the evil eye thing? Evil eye. Like that's not the evil eye. You're banishing like the best people for you. And I mean, that's up to you. Do what you want, but that's how like, oh, how the mighty have fallen, okay? So the difference between someone who is a critic, someone who you should really value, because your critics are gold, okay? For serious. It's also a brave thing to give somebody critique who you watch. Like if you see someone who sat there and like typed out like a long comment that is like super thoughtful and like pointing certain things out, even if you don't, the cats are freaking out because I'm bringing through this energy. So if y'all hear all this, it's just them being like cracked out because this energy is kind of excitable. And it is the morning, so they kind of get the zoomies in the morning and in the evening, what they're binaural or something. So, anyway, I'm trying to tell you all the difference. The difference is like a hater. If you say you want to manifest like $1 million, okay? A hater is just going to be like, okay, yeah, good luck. So like you're okay, so you're going to do that and like you have nothing right now. Okay. Like it's just going to be very like, that's going to be the extent of it, right? And they're going to be like whining like Nisha, I guess. I'm trying to think of like, I don't know, there's also like an energy to it. Like these people just tend to be super negative anyway. They never have anything positive to say like whatsoever. And they're just gonna like keep pointing out like how you suck in some sort of way. That's a hater. And they're super easy to identify in the comments because they're just saying something like, you're fat, like your forehead's big, you're ugly, like that. Like who cares? Like that's a hater. And then a critic is someone who's like articulate. So the critic is going to come in, and if you say like, oh, I want to manifest like $1 million, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, that's really awesome. That's like a big time goal. Like, do you have like, if you can talk about it, because like that, it is a thing to not talk about manifestations too soon. If you do feel like you're okay to talk about it with me, like, do you have a plan on that? Like, what sort of like system do you have in place, to where that is going to come in for you? Like, are you going to like offer a product or a service? Like, what's going on? Like, that's more of the person who is a critic who is on your side. But sometimes like manifestation people are just like, oh no man, it's just about the vibes. Like, I'm just gonna have the vibes. And it's just like, if you want to do something constructive and productive like in the material world, yes, the vibes are necessary, but so is the plan. Like the plan and something that you're doing consistently in the material environment tends to be necessary. Tends to. Yes, there are the outliers where people are just like manifesting lottery wins and stuff. And some people do have like that's like their like intrinsic psychic ability or magical ability is to win shit. Most people are not going to have that. So it doesn't really do you very much good to kind of obsess about that. Like, just go with the general rule. And then you'll have like random like things just coming in like as you go along, but it tends not to be like you're just gonna like poof, $1 million is just gonna be there one day. That tends to not be it, unless like you know someone very wealthy who's gonna leave you like in their will or anything like that. So that's what I'm saying. That is the difference between like a hater and a critic, and why you like your critical people are the people who you want to pay the most attention to. Like, it's always nice to have people who are like just giving you positive feedback all of the time, but only listening to that doesn't ever really help you improve. So, and usually there is some sort of evolutionary process of your being and the person who you are within manifestation for you to bring that manifestation through and hold it steadily in materiality, if that is in fact what you want to do and you are not manifesting a temporary experience. Okay? So now this all like, now I've been taught, this is very important though. We need to get these important things out, as well as the energy reads, because like we can't just have y'all sitting here listening to energy reads, especially for the mega happy timeline, because yes, the energy is there, but like if collectively we do nothing with it, it's not going to, like, you might be able to get on the mega happy timeline yourself and be very content and everything else, but nothing's going to happen in consensus reality. You're talking about like a mega operation, the manifestation mega project. So if you're not like doing it, like, don't be surprised when it doesn't get done, okay? That's what I'm telling you. You can't just be like, oh yeah, Allison says the mega happy timeline is happening, so I can just, oh. If you all do that, then we're not going to have it in consensus reality. I'm just going to be here by myself on the mega happy timeline. So anyway, despite, if this is like a hater, this is seeming more like hater energy, like, that's unlikely. Actually, you're just being advised to listen to your intuition, because whatever it is going to be success. You're going to be seeing signs of that success within the next few months. Like I've been saying, first quarter 2024, something is going to happen, like success wise, or like it's gonna, the gradation of win is going to be relative for what you're working on, but likely you're going to see some sort of success in the first quarter of 2024, or within the next 3 months of whenever you're seeing this, right? So just be assertive, keep on your process, because this is that, like, that win that's going to keep developing, because the situation is going to improve. And that's the end of that under the deck energy. And my first little discussion here about haters and critics. Recovery. Outside the dawn is breaking on the stage that holds our final destiny. How is that outside the dawn is breaking on the stage that holds our final destiny? That's it. Oh my God. I don't know why that little melody is so tricky for me. It's because it's like I have to go from a lower register to a much higher register, and then there's like a little discordancy. There's an atonality in those notes that throws me off, because I'm not like an aggressively talented singer. Some of the readers are. Ooh, then a message here. I actually don't know what this is. I don't know if this is anything. They're saying, yes, it is something. But like this message, I'm telling you, this is like not an actual message. And what I mean by that is like, it's not like a literal like email or something. I don't even know if this is like somebody has something to say. This is almost like an idea, like you might get an inkling to like go somewhere or like get involved with a different sort of community. I'm not quite sure yet. Like there's something, I'm gonna leave this out, because there is something like to this, so I'm going to fan it out. I don't even know if I held it up. Message, journey, community. Okay, I'm just going to leave it right there, because I'm like, I'm going to leave this out. Sudden wealth, that's our little under the deck thing. Just go ahead and leave that one right where it is. Sudden wealth. Yeah, look, like you might get an inkling to like, when I say go somewhere, it might just be like a change of scene within your own city, or you might get like inspired to like attend some different sort of social events. Like the message is really more of an inspiration for you to do something. And it's all because it was listen to your intuition, right? Listen to, yeah. The reason why this might be happening, especially if you are an intuitive person, what I'm seeing here is that like if you have an inspiration to like go to some different places socially, and like you're running into like new people, like people you don't know before, like you haven't known before, whatever, the reason why might be because like there's something that potentially could happen to these people, like this particular social group or this community, and it's something that's either going on right now or it's something that might happen. It's looking like the potentiality is there, because I've got this like 10 of Cups, 5 of Cups. This is a particular community, and they're great. They're like doing fine, but there's something small in this energy. This 5 of Cups, I'm not getting this as grief or anything, but there's something like, there's like a negative seed here. There's a negative seed that I think that y'all are going to clock, that if that particular seed, that grief seed, okay, from Madoka, if that grief seed is not handled, it's going to hatch into something. And it's sort of like you're trying, it might be that you need to get involved with a particular community to kind of like, you can't control the situation, but you can like tell somebody. It might be that you are being directed to go to a specific place to give a sort of like, it's reading energy, but it's like a prophetic warning, right? And it doesn't have to be like anything big time. It's just sort of like, hey, there's gonna, like, if y'all don't handle this, like, that's gonna turn into like a big disaster for this group, or like there's gonna be a falling out or something like that. And here's the thing, is that some people in charge might listen to you, or like this might not be a structured group. I'm just saying like people that these other people look up to might listen to you. I don't know. At least one, well, I don't know. One person is going to be open to it, whatever this is, depending. But like, here's the issue with this, is that just because you get an inclination to go somewhere and you do see that and you give your little warning or whatever, it doesn't mean that anybody's going to actually listen. And it's not up to you to like force anyone to listen. The only thing you're meant to do is go over there, say something, and then if nobody wants to do anything, you just leave it alone and like let the thing happen. Like, that's it. Like, your role isn't to save anybody. It's just to go, hey, just by the way, I noticed this over here. And if people don't listen, then they just don't listen. You leave it. So let's see. Our player character is the ghost girl. Let me look at this. Oh, yeah, this is in line with prophecy for me. Somebody sort of like phantasmally like appearing in an environment to give a warning, because she's also a banshee. Banshees are typically like, they can be warnings, they're ill omens. Warnings of ill omens. The banshees are not bad. They're just, they tend to manifest, like if it is a person, an actual like restless dead person appearing as like what you would call a banshee, it's usually about some injustice that was done to them. And either they're looking for that particular situation to be known and resolved, or they are warning of the situation occurring again in another environment, like to another person. If it's not an actual person and it's just like an energetic phenomenon, something that is manifesting as a banshee, and this is like the Mothman, or it can kind of be the Mothman as well. If it's more of like a, cryptid is such the wrong word for this, but if it is more of a cryptid thing, that was never a human being, that this is like a being, but like not human, or simply a manifestation of the energy. The energy is taking a sort of anthropomorphized form, but it is not technically like a being with consciousness of its own volition, okay? If it's something like that, it is a harbinger of doom in a sense. It is a warning that the energy has already turned a specific sort of way, and if you don't like unturn it, if you keep turning it the way it's turning, then there is going to be a problem. And that's why I'm talking about like beware the spiral, okay? Because the Point Pleasant disaster, in my opinion, did not have to happen. I haven't really read in depth about like any of that. I've read one book by John Keel, okay? And it's like the h8r or something. And I don't really like, there's some stuff where it's like obviously, but there's some of like his takes that I'm just like, I don't. But, and I don't know if he already like mentioned this in his books on high strangeness or on the Point Pleasant thing or whatever. So I haven't read it, but I'm just saying this. So if this is something he's already mentioned, then whatever. I'm just saying like I haven't read those things yet. So I'm not parroting him. The disaster at Point Pleasant did not have to happen. The reason why it happened is because people panicked. Because they were seeing this being, or like, I don't even know that the Mothman, like to me that is potentially, especially because we never really saw the Mothman again. Typically beings who have some sort of consciousness of their own volition, they will be seen repetitively. So what we're calling aliens, what we're calling Sasquatch or the Yeti, something like that, there's more of an inclination on my end to be like, that's probably an actual being. But things like the Mothman, like you can kind of put that within the realm of beings that are like, you know, the Grims or something. But I'm more like likely to talk about like, if you're talking about the black dogs, like the hellhounds, to me that's an actual being. I'm not sure about the Mothman. I'm not saying that like it's not, but I'm just not sure. Because we haven't kind of seen that type. Like usually the form gets repeated. And like the form isn't typically repeated, like the black hat man, okay? That's a form that tends to repeat. So I'm more inclined to say that probably that's an actual being. So the Mothman, people panicked because the Mothman looked very scary and people didn't know what the Mothman was doing. And they just sort of assumed, right, that this being, because of the way it was behaving, was attacking them or something. Like it was frightening. So what happened in this town was that there was all this like high strangeness phenomena going on. And like, if you respond to that negatively or in fear, and then you get whipped up into a frenzy, that creates that spiral. And it starts going faster and faster and faster and faster. It gets wound up, and then like there's the explosion. And the explosion in the case of Point Pleasant was that bridge collapse and lots of people dying. That did not have to happen. That happened because of the way the people interacted with the phenomena. That's what I'm telling you. So that's why I say beware the spiral. And so if you are seeing something, and if you notice a lot of high strangeness activity happening, even that, like that is not like the presence of the being, like what you're seeing is this being. You're seeing the Mothman. The Mothman is actually not the thing that is manifesting the Mothman. The actual locus of power is someone else. The Mothman is just a phenomenon. The Mothman is just like leaves blowing, like so when wind blows leaves, right? You can't see the wind, but you can see its effect on the leaves. The Mothman is leaves. What's actually making the Mothman is the wind, but we don't know where the wind is. That's what I'm saying. The thing that is actually generating the Mothman is like the eye of the storm. Forget about hunting the Mothman. Find the locus of power that is generating the Mothman, or like whatever phenomenon is going on. People get so distracted by the Kentucky goblins and this and that and the other that they don't bother asking, where is it coming from? This is just a distraction. We need to go beyond the distraction and find out what is creating the distraction. Okay, that's what I'm saying about that. This is an odd read because like we haven't even got to one. Okay, whatever. Well, this is what needs to come out today. So let's see what's in this first column. Yeah, there's somebody trying to stop y'all from doing something. Don't stop. There is somebody, like, I don't know what this person's problem is, but what we have here is imprisonment coupled with don't stop. It's like that unlikely energy. If you've got a hater or something like that, like don't even worry about it. Because what this is down here, we've got the Hanged Man and the Two of Swords. This is, y'all have the right idea, don't listen to this person. This is also this person realizing something about you and wanting to stop you for some reason. Maybe because they're the ones who like wants to do it. That'll happen too. They'll try and sabotage you if like they think you've got a really good idea and they're the ones that wants to do it. They'll go like, oh, that's really stupid, you shouldn't do that. And then like 2 months later, like they're doing it and they got you to stop. So don't stop. Okay, well, let me look at this last column before I say anything about that column. Don't know if this is our saboteur or not. Because this is looking good, but then I have this weirdness in the next row. So I'm going to need some clarifiers. So in our second column, we have, there's something better, official person, coupled with the Lovers and the Three of Pentacles. Now, this could be a positive thing, somebody coming in to actually like collaborate with you and everything else. However, this could be someone who is presenting as an official person who wants to throw you off track somehow. Because what I have here in this last row is ask your angels great fortune with the Eight of Swords. So we have that blocking again. And I don't know if there are two people that you're going to be dealing with, because now it all comes full circle, right? What we have here in the read is you are going to have to decide if someone is a hater or a critic, if you should listen to someone or not. And from what I've seen in the underlying, I'm not so sure that this is the most trustworthy person to be listening to if it's not, in fact, two people. One person who is a hater and one person who is actually maybe more of a critic who wants to help you actually improve, because they're saying there's something better here. There's something you could be doing better from this official person. I don't know. These might be two separate people and it might have you confused. So let's look at this. Imprisonment, don't stop, the Hanged Man, Two of Swords. Yeah, I don't know about this. There is at least one person who is presenting to you as like a friend. They're not a friend. They're like trying to get you like off track. They're trying to get you off track. Yeah. Sabotage. Sabotage. And it's a Page of Wands here, a Page of Wands. So this person is presenting innocently. They want to destroy you, whatever it is that you're doing here. All right, let me go one more row on that person. Then I'll look at this person to see if it's the same person. It's the same picture. Yeah, it would make this person very happy to see you just like, when I say dead, it's not actual dying. It's just like, I want to see that person just fail. They might work with a group. And there's that Six of Swords again. This person might come to you. To you. Yeah, this person is likely going to approach you. Approach you. Yes, they're going to approach you. An Emperor. It might be someone very public. Do not be distracted by the celebrities, Derek Zoolander. Okay? Just because you don't know. You don't know. Remember Cat Williams, you don't know. You don't know what's going on with these people, okay? And they're like weird stuff, all right? Stabbing people in the back. All right, let's see. Official person, there's something better. The Lovers, the Three of Pentacles. So I don't know if this is a different person or not. We'll see. But this is in line with like, so we've had like a side message. We've had a message about like you're going to have some success, and then like predominantly for the men, right? But it's for everybody, all right? And then like once you got some success, right, the dick witches descend. So we had that message that like gold diggers, gigolos, vultures, people trying to come in and like attach themselves to you because of your success or whatever. And then there's kind of like a side message in that message that was also like, be careful of like people trying to screw you within certain business deals that you don't understand. This seems like more of that line of message surrounding whatever success this is, rather than someone trying to like baby trap you or like get you married so they can harvest your funds and everything else. This is the liar. The official person, there's something better, the lovers and the three of coins. This person sees you. They see you looking like really good out here, like full of potential and all that stuff. Here we go. This person is a lie. But they look really good. That's also the message of this. This person also looks very good. They are a lie. Okay. So I'm not even going to bother clarifying that because this is the same person. None of that is any good. None of that is any good. We're going to put that to the side. Now we're going to look at this. Great fortune, ask your angels, 8 of Swords. Oh, yes, like this is kind of the devil, like the devil's trying to get in front of you. The devil is trying to get in front of you. You're going to have to like be very wise about the situation, because like you're going to need to see a trap for what it is, a trap. Like something's going to look or be presented very like beautifully to you. It's seeming like you're going to be aware that it is a trap, or like you will be informed that it is. So trust your intuition, okay? You don't need whoever this is. Yeah, you're gonna figure this out, likely, with the help of your angels, your people, whatever. Like, yeah. So I'm not worried about this. This is like you being wise, trusting your feeling. This is like, you always let your conscience be your guide. That Jiminy Cricket, that's like the inner child. If you want to think about it that way, you can also take it as like a guide or whatever. Always let your conscience be your guide. And that is what is telling you the truth. What is outside of you, like, is not necessarily the truth. But it seems like y'all are just like, y'all are hip to this and it's not going to trap you. But we will get some more information for the sake of the read and for the sake of what is going on here. Let me just go ahead and sort like all these cards out. And then we will get more information. Okay, so what do I want to know? I want to know, move our little ghost girl too. The ghost girl is also the banshee, warning of impending doom. So simultaneously, I am the prophet, I'm a prophet telling you about this. Simultaneously, you will have your very own, it's not something scary, it's like your guides are acting as like the warning, right? Like they're, woo, don't listen to that person, especially if there are signs around that person, like weird manifestations. Like you might actually hear like babies screaming all of a sudden. If like after you talk to that person, you all of a sudden like hear women screaming, like even on TV or whatever, or you hear like babies crying or babies screaming or like alarms going off somewhere, like that's a manifestation. So Why is this person approaching the collective? Well, they want what you have. They want what you have. But the way that they're going to disguise that is by offering you something. And here's the thing. Yeah. This is someone who just, like, they see, like, they think you're attractive, but they also think you're very profitable. They think you're very profitable. So this person, they want what you have. They want you. They want to control you in some way. I'm not sure. And the thing is, what they are going to be presenting to you is actually very small. It's going to look good, but like to them, it's like this is like a billionaire like offering you $10,000 for something that might be a lot to you that is nothing to them. But what they are giving you $10,000 for is actually worth $12 billion. That's right. So that's why they're coming into the collective. How would we be able to know this person? And there's Kipper on this as well. You would know this person. Oh, like I said, this is like this is bad. This is just all around bad, whatever it is. But this person likely does have some sort of like notoriety or like something behind them that's like disguising this. Okay, this is bad. Okay. Yeah, like I said, one of like the last reading that I had on this with like the gold diggers and stuff like that, that was more, I was saying like this is more of like you are like, I was feeling more like if you are a man listening to this, like this is for you. I'm feeling more woman. Like this is like, if you're a woman, you need to pay attention to this. Because this seems like more of an issue. Not that, obviously, again, because that last one I said, if you are a woman and it's still resonating, that's fine. If you are a man and you are listening to this and it's resonating, that is still fine too. I'm just saying, like, it seems like the energy is more like woman, femme, whatever. Well, we will know this person. It might be someone in your family. This could be a family member or someone who you have some sort of existing friendship or intimacy with. Or they will be presenting that way as overly familiar. You will get the sensation of, you don't know me like that, bro. You don't know me like that. And like I said, there's like deceit on the, like a courtship, like, if this is not a family member, this is like someone, like, you're just gonna know because it's just like, you're gonna feel like a push on it. Like, it's gonna feel like sourly charming. It's gonna feel fake. Like, it's gonna feel like that, like, LA sleazeball, like, agent, like, hey babe, like, it's just like gross. There is something that will feel energetically gross about this. And it's because the intention is wrong. Oh. Damn. Like I'm telling you, this, if you are a woman, because the thing about family, that is, that's for a very small percentage of people. This is like somebody who wants to come in and marriage trap you. So I've got this, of course, we have the Six of Cups and the family realm. Somebody who wants to establish intimacy very quickly, so that could also be love bombing. There is like deceit going on this courtship process. Whatever this person is telling you, that is not their intent. Their intent, because like you are the star, right? Regardless, this person, like, they are going to have their own like sort of status already, likely. Here's the thing, they're seeing potential. Like, you might not have reached your full potential yet, so this person might have more materially than you do right now, but they can see what you are and what you will become, and so they're going to try to get themselves in here in some form of actual marriage or relationship, or this is a business deal. It is striking me a bit more as like a romance trap, because they want to get in while you have not reached your full potential yet, so they can benefit from that. So what is this moon? Can you reveal the truth of the moon? What is the truth of the moon? Sabotage. The truth of the moon is this person wants to like destroy this, whatever it is. They want to almost like they want to use you as like a battery to me. It's like they don't want you to reach your full potential. They want to come in here, get in with you, and like use your energy to feed them. So it's sort of like, yes, you would be in a marriage with this person, but it is essentially like you are just like a thing. You are just a thing that this person is going to be like, they're going to draw your potential out of you to claim it as their own. And then they might fuck you up on the back end as well. I don't know. But it's this energy that you have. It's this energy that they want. So it's not even so much that they just want to get in while you are like, so they can benefit from you becoming who you are. They want to take that from you within the context of some sort of relationship where there would be sexual activity going on. But likely that would be presented as a committed relationship or a marriage. The truth of the moon. This is that when I'm talking to you, let me pull one more row, because this is like the sex magic aspect of this. It is that, it's this person. Okay, so the way this would work, what they actually want to do, their agenda here, in getting into the relationship with you, the way they would operate within the relationship is that they would be like constantly like telling you things to run you down. That's a mental thing. With the mental, stronghold. The mental stronghold. Now, what the mental stronghold does is while it affects you, it's going to prevent, because that's that person, oh, you don't need to do that. Like I can do that for you. Or don't you, we need to focus on the marriage, or like something like that. They're going to be, like, you're not really good at that though, are you? Like, it's somebody who wants to get in with you intimately, so those sorts of comments can hit harder. Because the mental stronghold, what that will do, because this is your control system right here. Like, you don't really want to manifest from here, but like your mental space is extremely powerful. Because if someone gets you in a mental stronghold, your energy, your potential will still be there. You will not be able to use it due to the stronghold, but that person can tap into it due to whatever activity, sexual activity, whatever that they're doing with you. That's why. That's why they want to keep you in the relationship, so they can maintain the stronghold and take the energy. So that's what I said. Like, this person wants to siphon. This person is actually just a page. You're down here holding them down as the Queen of Pentacles. But this is them like using you as a battery, powering their little magic here, so they achieve whatever this Ten of Pentacles is, this wealth that they see the potential of in you. Like, they see you, the Queen of Pentacles can generate the Ten of Pentacles. So they have that, while you are down, like, you are left in the Five of Pentacles. This is the switcheroo, okay? That's what's happening here. Okay. What are early red flags to look out for? For anyone approaching you, anyone at all. And that is the way that men tend to work with women, not to get like too gender essentialist about it, because it can, like, obviously that goes multiple different ways with multiple different genders and sexual expressions. But like, that's the more common one. The more common one for men is being tricked out of money. Like, you're a trick. Women aren't typically harvesting men's potential or their energy. In fact, that tends not to work. You have to harvest something that a man has already produced within the material space. They don't give it, like, some of them do, okay? But like, in general, men don't give energy. They give material. And this is very heterocentric, okay? Like, that, I'm acknowledging it. Not across the board. It is women who give energy, typically, not material. And so that's why it tends to not work the other way around, but it can. It can, depending on how the man was raised, because I have seen it flip-flopped before. It's just more of an outlier if we're going with that, like, heteronormative stuff. So early warning flags. This person behaves like in a flashy way, is flat out anybody with some sort of public notoriety. It's somebody who would be like investigating you. Like, they're asking a lot of questions up front. Maybe too many personal questions. And also someone who like talks over you. Someone who tends to overpower you, someone who doesn't let you speak, or someone who, like, in conversation is constantly like, that's an interesting thought, but like, listen, and like, they're going to diminish, like, it's not anything to build upon what you said. It is something that will be designed to like covertly tell you how you're actually wrong. Or something like that, or how like their way is much better. It's kind of like, there, dear, that's cute that you actually like had a thought. And that would show up very early on in the relationship. We're just moving on to final outcome advice. I think you're just gonna clock it. Yeah, like, this is what I'm saying. Just until you get, just for everybody, like, until you get things locked down for yourself, I just really wouldn't. I really wouldn't be getting involved in any sort of relationship like that. Okay, yeah. So as you are moving into this space of like greater success, maybe greater wealth, whatever this is, there are going to be like, and this is especially if you are someone who is looking to redistribute, give back to the community, something like that, you are going to have to be very discerning, because some of these people who like want something from you or whatever, it's just like, these aren't the sorts of people who you want to be giving to. These people are just here, like these are the people who are here for the good time. These are the locusts, right? They just like zoom in, they're like, oh, that's the person. And then they sort of like, oh, and like, the thing is, like, success energy and like good time energy, it's really great. It's also tends to be very fast moving. It's easy to get swept up in it. Again, that is the spiral. Beware the spiral. Even a spiral upwards isn't really great at all right? It tends to lead to a crash. So this energy is going to be very like pleasant, obviously, very euphoric, very exhilarating, especially if it's having a manifestation in materiality. And so you need to, we run things, things don't run we. You need to be very grounded about this when it starts happening, because it's like a very quick moving thing. It's kind of like an incoming thing. And if you allow yourself to get swept up in all of this, like, you're not going to have the long-term investments. And so it's just like, stay frosty, okay? Stay frosty with who's around you. Do not ignore red flags. And I think that y'all are going to be okay, but just even navigating that, right? Even knowing that you're going to likely have to navigate it in the future, it kind of puts a little bit of a damper on the success energy and the happiness of you achieving something. But I mean, obviously, we want you to have success in the long term for the generations to come, and not just the short term, right? So actually, so I will pull some Jesus on this, and then we will get out here. Jesus hasn't been really like a vibe lately. Nothing shall by any means hurt you. Don't worry about this. You are going to clock all of this. Like, this is going to work out for you. Like, I am just reading the energy to reinforce something for you should you get wobbly, but it's not likely that anything is going to actually destroy anything that you have. I will not leave you as orphans. I will come to you. Like I said, you've got support. You've got support all in the ether and in the 5D or whatever. Everyone who lives in me and believes in me will never die. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. Like, this is just all abundant energy, and it is protected for you. But of course, you still have to be aware, right? Okay? So there's Jesus backing everybody up. And so, my traumatized babies and mentally ill Barbies, I am your eternal GM, the game master for this, the game of life that Misha is pooting on at the moment. I am also, of course, cat poot cleaner, and the greatest magician of the age, and perhaps the greatest magician of all time, still out here cleaning cat poots, since, you know, back when my incarnation was in Egypt, we were still back there cleaning cat poots. I promise you. You can ask any of the old gods, we were cleaning their poots. And together, you and I will be performing the greatest magic trick of all time. We will reverse the polarities of the world, make America great for once, fly this boat to the moon somehow. We will shift the world into the mega happy timeline, leaving it a better place than it ever was before, because we are, my traumatized babies and mentally ill Barbies, crawling on the planet's face, some insects called the human race, lost in time and lost in space and meaning.